What's up team? Welcome back. We're back with another one of your questions. This one came from Facebook today and it's a particularly good one. It's from Alexander and she said, "Hey LeanMachines, as every serious gym member knows or should know, leg day is essential. But I already have muscular thighs and calves and I seem to have trouble developing my glutes. Could you show us some specific exercises for the matter?" You ready? Let's do it. One quick little bit of housekeeping before we move on. It's really exciting. The LeanMachines kit, you wanted it, we made it available for 48 hours only. If you're watching this video right now, you've probably only got around 6 hours to get your hands on some kit. So go and have a look. The link's gonna be in the description box below. But let's talk about the booty. Alexander, first things first, you said that you've got pretty well developed calves. Feel free to share some. There's a couple of brothers over here who are in need. So well done on that. Okay, so when it comes to building muscles that are stubborn, it really comes down to that muscle-mind connection, the activation. So you know when you first start training at the gym and you get really strong really fast, and we call it beginner's gains. What's going on there is basically your body is becoming more efficient at sending signals to muscles to make them contract. So a good example of this is, especially with guys, they tend to have more muscle in the chest. If you can pop your pecs, you're in control of your pecs. You should be able to do that because then when you're bench pressing, you can control those muscles and you can contract them as you want. The same thing applies for stubborn muscle groups. Quite often we find people don't have control of them. Yeah. If I have a client like my mum in the past and I'm like, "Squeeze your bum," and they're trying as hard as they can, and you can see in their shorts that their bum is not contracting. So we need to learn how to activate. When it comes to activation drills, we've got some must-do things that we're going to show you very, very shortly. So stick around for those. One point we need to pick up on is you said that your quads were very well developed. That's awesome, but it does suggest to us that they're going to be dominant as well, which basically means they're taking a lot of the strain when your glutes and hamstrings could be supporting those movements to make it a little bit more effective and save your knees as well. And you have to understand that if you have imbalances because you have muscles that are stronger one side of a joint than the other, you do get risk of getting injuries. You might find that you get patellar tendonitis, which I did from having over-dominant quads. Sitting down a lot makes your hip flexors tight as well. And here's a little tip. If you're struggling with activation or to feel a workout, this is particularly good for something like bench press because it's easy to get someone to do for you. If you're benching and you're struggling, get someone literally just to put their fingers on your chest and you can then feel like sensation there, so you know that's where you've got to squeeze. Same thing with your butt. If you can't really feel your glute meads working, you're trying to get external rotation, stick your fingers where those muscles are and then you can push against your fingers and get some kind of feedback there. So here is a bunch of drills and things that we will do, especially before cleaning, squatting, deadlifting, anything where you're bending at the hips, because the main job of the butt is to kind of push the hips forward, hip extension. This is stuff that we were very lazy at doing for years. Personally, you're not the only person. I never used to do these. I was like, well, why would I turn around and sit there and doing this? I used to find them so boring. But the amount of difference in confidence that I went in to do a squat or a deadlift, so I was like, my glutes are on fire before I'm even moving. I'm like, actually, it supports the movement and makes it so much more effective. Note, when doing these, you will feel a bit of fatigue. That's normal. It's gonna feel like a burn. It's gonna feel like there's blood there.
It's a small muscle group.
Exactly, that is those muscles, especially on the glute meads anyway. That is the muscles that are ready, they're firing, they're ready to go. They are activated, and that's what we want. So a simple exercise we like to do, it's basically like a crab walk. You put a resistance band around your knees. If you want to make it even harder, you can put one around your ankle as well. Just take yourself into a little bit of a squat and sidestep one way and sidestep the back. Just do maybe 3 or 4 lengths, make it even on both sides. You can also keep your feet hip width apart and walk forward with this. What this is doing is activating your glute meads, your external rotators. So if you find when you squat or even deadlift, your knees start to kick in, so often that is because your glute meads are weak. And by doing this, we are activating them and making them be aware that they've got to work and they've got to push out or pull out really to make sure that our knees don't cave in.
And it's almost like that sensation as well, having a band there instantly makes you go, oh, I need to actively keep my knees out as well. So even if you're really struggling, one thing to do if you've got somebody who can help you, you can even have the band round your knees when you do a squat for your first set as well. So John showed you an activation drill focusing on the glute meads, external rotators, the little powerhouses that help facilitate that movement. Another one, I'm going to focus on the booty, the big part. That's what I want to work on. And we're looking at the glute bridge. This is massively, in my opinion, underrated exercise and underused. It's absolutely brilliant for finishing off a workout, but for activating as well. Looking at the glute max, you're laying down. The obvious part, you're pushing up through your heels to activate the glutes fully, But give yourself the time there. Sit 30 to 40 seconds if you can. Keep contracting, pushing a little bit higher. And if you had a profile shot from before and after at the start and end of that exercise, the amount of range increased would be absolutely brilliant. It's even going to get the hamstrings firing as well. You may sometimes find that you do get a little bit of cramp in your hamstrings. That can be because they're not sure whether they should be taking the load or the glutes should be taking the load. Another sign of a slight imbalance if that tends to happen all the time.
This last one is fun. It's really, really awesome for the glutes.
Explain the word fun.
It burns. Basically, we are going to spend 20 seconds in each position. We're going to be on our hands and knees, one leg at a time. We're going to do 20 seconds, just slowly extending our leg back, knee towards the hips. Then we're going to go out on the angle, and then we're going to go out on the side. Changing the angle of the leg allows us to hit all of the muscles of the glutes. When you finish this, it will burn. Hopefully, once you've done all these exercises together, your butt is going to be ready to be explosive. not in a kind of toilet way. But when you stand up as well, you might feel that you stand very upright. That is because the job of the glutes is to extend the hips, and then you are ready to kick some ass.
And one final important thing to remember in the all fours position, keep your core switched on, because you really want to focus the work on the glutes and the supporting muscles. If you start to have a loose core, you'll start kicking all over the place and you won't get the work where you want it.
So please don't forget to put your comments below so we can pick one of your questions for next week's video, because we love helping you guys. Don't forget, if you go to TheLeanMachines.com, you've probably got about another 6 hours to pick up the Lean Machine stuff. Anything else you want to add?
Alexander, thank you so much for your question. We can't wait to see your booty gains over the next few months. Keep being awesome, guys, and we will see you soon.
Bye, guys.